Hello, I'm Curiosities, and today, on the occasion of David Attenborough's 100th birthday, I will be taking a look at him from a different angle than everyone else. I will be looking at the turtle's presence in his long career. This won't be a comprehensive list of every work Attenborough contributed to that features turtles. I will focus only on these I consider the most important, with a few minor additions when I feel that they were important for some reason. So let's begin in 1956, when the series The Quest for a Dragon premiered. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to watch it because I can't find it anywhere. The only expert I know of come from the Tea-Part program Attenborough, 60 Years in the Wild, released in 2012, which tells the story of David's work, especially showcasing various fragments of his programs, including the one discussed here. And in that segment, sea turtles' eggs are shown. We see David Attenborough digging them up, preparing them, consuming them. It's a rather unusual beginning. It's also a good illustration of how much has changed. Today, such a scene would definitely not be shown in a nature program. On the contrary, a standard segment shows various organizations that protect turtle nests so that as many baby turtles can hatch, etc. Generally, exploring David's work, starting with the oldest, allows us to see how technology capabilities and human sensitivity have evolved. 1957 is the premiere of 6-episode series called Quest for the Paradise Birds. Again, I haven't had the opportunity to watch this series later. I only know it from snippets shown as archive footage in the Great Barrier Reef, a series from 2015 to 2016. In that series, David recaps filming this series and how it was there that he first encountered a green sea turtle hatching. There are also scenes of him holding such a small turtle. The next film is Quest under Capricorn, published in 1963. In one segment, David Attenborough showed viewers a turtle painting. This devoted to Australia series wouldn't be included here, as that mention is really short, but I wanted the gap between selected theses to be less than 20 years. A short break for something else, books. The ZooQuest series also had its books versions. The original are, of course, rather unique, but 2 years ago we received reprints in the collection Adventures of a Young Naturalist and Journey to the Other Side of the World. Further Adventures of a Young Naturalist. It's a great read, a glimpse into another world. For example, we get description of how David and his crew filmed the animals, what they learned much later whether the white film was actually good, when the footage was developed after they returned to England. It really reads like a history. Returning to television matters. 1979 saw the premiere of the 13-episode series Life on Earth. Turtles appear in 2 episodes, but episode 7, titled Victory on the Dry Land, is the key one, with many very cool scenes featuring Galapagos tortoises, including shots where David is next to them, showing them off, etc. We also get something rarely shown, the newly hatched Galapagos tortoise. 5 years later, in 1984, we got the series The Living Planet. It's 12 episodes long, with turtles appearing in half of them. And these are interesting scenes, as we also have less frequently shown turtles, like the snapping turtle, or the leatherback turtle, and the largest of the sea turtles. We see very cool scenes here, you can say, with David Attenborough for the scale. Additionally, we also have the largest of the land tortoises, supposedly a staple of nature programs, but not really, because we are not visiting the Galapagos, but the other location with these giants, the island of Aldabra, which is much less known. We have many scenes, including this with David and the animals, also a unique scene with an Aldabra tortoise swimming in the water. I don't recall seeing anything like that anywhere else. And we also have the cannibalism theme discussed here. As the life of Aldabra is difficult, if turtle dies, the otters will eat him. So, the entire series is excellent. The Aldabra segment is episode 10, Worlds Apart. A book version was also published, but importantly, having read the books and familiarized myself with the series, I get the impression that the content complemented each other. Another break, this time a bit personal. I go by Titi here, but my real name is David. But for years I hated my name. I considered my chosen nickname to define who I am, and David was just my official name. But about 10 years ago, when I started my turtle career, it changed. Because through meeting various creators, I got to know David Attenborough and see who he is, what he represents, his style, calm, unassuming, full of delight. The fact that someone like him has a name like that was halfway to my realization that, hey, I can actually be David too. The other half of that journey is the fact that Terry Pratchett's full name is Terence David Pratchett. If two short incredible people are Davids, then I can be one too, right? Well, now back to the turtle matters. 1987 saw the 4-episode The First Eden. Turtles can be found in 2 episodes, and it's a very diverse turtle repertoire. In addition to the typical sea turtles, including egg-laying ones, We also have scenes with land and river turtles. Fast forward a few years. In 1990, the Trails of Life premiered. This 12-episode series explores the life of various animals and their differing approaches to specific matters, starting from birth/hatching, through growing up, obtaining food, shelter, fighting, and finally finding a mate and perpetuating their species. Turtle motifs appear in 3 episodes. The standard features include sea turtles, the egg-laying and the hatching of Galapagos tortoises. This series stands on with a cool scene showing 2 turtles fighting for a mate. It was also the 5th series to premiere after I was born. In 1919, I was 1 year old. Fast forward 8 years. The Life of Bees, reset in 1998, has a very smart turtle element, which is not surprising as the title suggests, and this 10-episode series focuses on birds. However, there is one segment here that mentions birds cleaning turtle shells. David Attenborough also appears in this scene, so it's worth mentioning in this video. 2001 brought the premiere of one from the 2 most iconic nature series David Attenborough has worked on, The Blue Planet. This series focuses on the blue aspect of our planet, all the seas and oceans, but doesn't shy away from examining the coastlines, which live in direct symbiosis with water. This series has 8 episodes, with turtle elements in 4, and all of these elements are devoted to sea turtles. We see their entire life cycle, egg-laying, hatching, and some scenes from underwater life, such as the cleaning station where turtles arrive, so that the waiting fish can eat the various parasites living on their shell. In the previous entry, I mentioned that this is probably one of the most iconic nature series David Attenborough worked on. So it's time for another. Fast forward 5 years to 2006 and the Planet Earth series, where there we focused on the blue aspect of the planet. Here we have footage from the entire planet, from both the land, the seas and oceans. The series is great, but the turtle part, it's not amazing. Just like I recommended Blue Planet, here we have scenes with the turtles, nice but unremarkable. The only other species is the snapping turtle, which I appeared briefly in the episode Seasonal Forest. I mentioned this series mainly because it's definitely important, but not for turtle-related reasons. Overall, it's great nature-wise, but turtle-wise, not so great. Moving on to the next series, which is one of the 2 biggest turtle bangers in David's filmography. Not long after Planet Earth in 2008, we got the 5-episode series Life in Cold Blood. This series is devoted to amphibians and reptiles, with turtles featured prominently in the 5th episode, The Cold-Blooded Truth, where episode 5, Armored Giants, is entirely devoted to them. And we have everything a turtle lover could wish for. A complete diversity of species, not just sea turtles and Galapagos turtles, tons of cool scenes. You can once again see turtles fighting, hibernating, escaping from the cold, performing mating rituals, and a raccoon trying to get to a turtle. I won't even try to list the species, except to say that one of my favorites, the pig-nosed turtle, also got a piece. It's amazing, because David shows that these turtles usually need water for their eggs to hatch, and shows how a tiny pig-nosed turtle hatches. According to David, this property is unique among reptiles. For all other immersion in water means a death sentence, for these turtles, on the contrary, it's a requirement for hatching. I could go on and on about this series. It's amazing. It has many scenes, not only with turtles, but also with a weird guy interacting with them. I definitely recommend it. It's a fantastic series, perfect for everyone looking for something about turtles in all their richness. This series also received a book, also a very solid read, so less impressive than a TV series. There are many other books devoted exclusively to turtles than I would recommend more, but this was one rated by David Attenborough, so it's a great read. 2012 brings us Kingdom of Plants 3D, which is about plants, but it has one thing that made me want to mention it. David Attenborough feeding the turtle with a banana. Cool. Very cool. It's not a must-see, of course, but I decided I'd mention it. In the following year, 2018, we see the series Galapagos 3D. It's easy to guess that this series focuses on these islands, and the turtle elements, of which there are great many, focus on the giant here, but sea turtles also have a small part. And the series has 3 episodes, each with a multitude of turtle scenes. We also got a solid look at the story of Lonesome George, the last of his species, whose passing will lead to extinction. Unfortunately, we also had sad info. About 2 weeks after filming the scenes with David visiting him, the turtle died. Sad and very moving. I still remember the impression the board with info made on me with this short, depressing message. Among other interesting things, some time was also devoted to Charles Darwin and his relationship with the turtle. As a program about the Galapagos, is an excellent production. The turn of 2015 to 2016 saw 3 episodes of Great Barrier Reef, which features numerous scenes with sea turtles, including a rather unique one with David Attenborough inside the submersible and sea turtles visible outside. It's not every day that you see in the same shot both David and a turtle swimming in the ocean. In addition to the standard footage of eggs being laid, hatching and so on, we also had a few footage from Quest for the Paradise Beast, which I discussed at the beginning of this video. 2016 marked the beginning of my tourism passion, a more conscious one, I'd say. It was also the year when the second series of Planet Earth was released. I remember it partly for its iconicity and partly for the uniqueness of what it depicts. Where we have swimming sea turtles and newly hatched turtles, typical scenes, these latter are presented in a very sad way, showing the negative impact humans and their building have on these turtles. As a result, instead of heading for the water, the turtles head towards the city lights, where they end up under the wheels of cars, etc. Sad and deeply moving. Between 2013 and 2017, we received 4 seasons of David Attenborough Natural Curiosities. All of them are excellent, but what interests us is the almost last episode of all, the 5th episode of the 6 episode long 4th season. It was released in 2017 and titled Incredible Shares. This episode is the second turtle banger, alongside the aforementioned Life in Cold Blood. The content here is 100 turtle themed, with a huge variety of species. Additionally, there are numerous scenes in which David Attenborough shows us various turtle-related elements, the shells of various turtle species, and even an interesting cross-section showing what turtle bones look like inside his shell. Watching this and Life in Cold Blood should captivate anyone having solid turtle nature programming. In 2017 also saw the second installment of the Blue Planet series. There are a lot of graceful turtle scenes. We also have some beautiful scenes with David and the sea turtle hatchling. Plus, because it was filmed recently, the quality of all the shots is phenomenal. The final installment worth mentioning is Frozen Planet 2, premiering at the turn of 2022-2023. It features a unique scene showing painted turtles, which after hatching spend some time in a suspended animation, waiting for the temperature to warm up enough to move on. Truly unique phenomenon scene. Although it should be added that it was filmed in controlled, specifically prepared conditions, not in the wild, which would likely be impossible without endangering the animals. David Attenborough embodies the history of nature documentaries. Watching his work, we begin with black and white recordings and end with incredible vistas, thanks to miniaturized camera technology, drones and so on. This is also often, especially in the recent years, a testament to how much we, as humanity, have destroyed many unique places on this planet. This is also evident in what David says in his programs. There's an increasing pessimism. He tries to encourage viewers, urge them to get their act together, but I really hope that David's health continues to be good for as long as possible, and that he sees the world changing for the better. There are ambitious wishes, considering the current situation of the world, but I wouldn't dare wish less for a man on his stature, and I think he would appreciate them. And might the turtles be with him. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you liked it, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye!